Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Fraser Field for Interleague Baseball. Lynn Classical. It's senior night here at Lynn Classical. They honor the seniors before the game. And one of the seniors, Chris Bear, was on the mound. We haven't seen him before. This is our first view of Chris Bear as a pitcher. John Damari, the center fielder, leads off for Reading. This is Interleague, Middlesex League against Northeastern Conference, but it's a big one actually for both teams. Reading has only played 12 games. They got 8 games to play in 12 days. So they're really under the gun. A win tonight for Glasgow would qualify for them for the state tournament and make sure that their season extends. Hit in the air to right center field. Long run. Durant gets over and makes the play. There aren't many better at tracking down fly balls in the outfield than Kevin Durant. Buckland's back in right field. It's been Lilly the last couple of games. With Buckland, Durant, and Sean Devon, they have as good an outfielder as outfield as most teams. There aren't many that much better. Chop foul. And you're probably getting a look. Some of the fans are not too happy. They've been parking their car out behind the fence, facing the field, sitting in their cars, watching the game. Can't do that anymore. The Navigators are getting set to open up their season in a week or two. Hit long way to right field. Long run for Buckland. Can't get there. He was way off the line for a right-hand hitter. Made a good effort. So the Navigators have put up their signs, their advertising, all the way from foul line to foul line. There's one blank spot, actually 2 blank spots, one right at the bullpen in right field and one just a couple of steps fair in right field. But you can't very well pull your car over there. So people now, if they park over there, they have to walk around and come into the ballpark if they want to watch the game. Hit the shot, big hop for Luciano. David Bernard at first base takes the throw. Two up, 2 down. That was Liam Merlin, the ground out the second baseman. This is Ben Brungart, the catcher. On the corner for a strike. Swing and a miss. 2 up and in. He swung right through it. And it's 0-2. Down and away for a ball. Hit right up the middle. Nice stop by Burt, the second baseman, stopping on the outfield. Had no chance at all. They almost took Bayo's foot off. He had to do a little soft shoe dance to get out of the way of that one. A hard shot right up the middle. I think he just saw his life pass in front of him. It didn't hit him. It continued on. Burt made a great play to go behind second base and field it. but had no chance at all to throw Brungard out. Dan Baker, the shortstop, will be the hitter. Throw over, getting back easily is Brungard. It's amazing, I've noticed this year how a lot of the teams, the kids wear their pants pulled up and show off their socks. Other people wear their pants all the way down their shoes, don't show off their socks. In for a strike. Again, throw over. David Bernard had to go up a little bit up and away to go get that one. The runner takes off. The ball's hit by the third baseman in the left field. With the runner going, he's into third base. Devin got it back very quickly after 2 outs, back-to-back hits. Put runners at first and third. That was a shot past the third baseman. Anderson just inside the third base bag. Matt Sinella, the left fielder, will be the hitter. Let's see what Classical does if they send the runner at first. Foul tip held onto by Carrero. Line foul down to that grassy knoll behind first base. Quickly 2 strikes on the Reading left fielder. The runner takes off. They throw the ball to third. Anderson had to go high in the air to get that one. So second and third now. 1-2 the count. Over the head, way inside the Sinella. We got our first deuces wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on here in the top of the first. Swing and a miss, he gets him. So after 2 outs, 2 big base hits, and a stolen base made it second and third. Bale comes up with his first strikeout, a big one. And Reading leaves 2. So Classical have a chance to get on the board first. Sean Fisher will be on the mound, left-hander for Reading. He'll face A.J. Luciano, the shortstop, leading off. Playing left field and batting second, Sean Devon. The first baseman, David Bernard, will bat third. Aiden Dow will DH for the second baseman, Christian Burt, and bat in the cleanup spot. Batting fifth and playing third, Deshaun Anderson. In the sixth spot is the right fielder, Brett Buckland. Pitching and batting seventh, Chris Bale. Batting eighth and catching, Cesar Carrero. And bring up the tail end of the batting order is the center fielder, batting ninth, Kevin Durant. The lights are already on here at Frazier Field, as we're starting virtually the last week of the season. And we were wondering if we'd ever get here the way it started in April with miserable weather, and May hasn't been much better until the last couple of days. It's a nice night here tonight, but we haven't had many. Season got pushed back a week with all the snow and weather and rain and damp and floods everywhere on the coast. And now we're right down to the nitty-gritty. Teams are battling to get a tournament berth to extend their season. And I believe it's June 3rd when the Navigators start here at Frazier Field. And as we mentioned that, our thoughts and our prayers and our hopes go out for Bill Telecki. We hope he's recovering nicely. He had some serious health problems. He's become a very big part of the city. He gets involved in a lot of the stuff in the community, as well as being the general manager of the Navigators. A.J. Luciano will step in. I don't know if there's anybody around who's having a better year than A.J. Luciano. Defensively and offensively, he's got some very big hits, a lot of extra base hits, a couple of home runs. He had one of those he hit for the cycle over in Winthrop. Single, double, triple home run. And they're going to miss him here at Glasgow. Popped up into short center field. Everybody going out. Second baseman makes the call. And Liam Merlin running out towards center field makes the catch. Not an easy play for the second baseman, but he made it look easy. Sean Devon, the left fielder, in for a strike. Another one of the seniors. Down and in. High for a ball. Line shot to right field. Going back over the right fielder's head. All the way back to the warning track. Devon can run around second. They hold him at third with a stand-up triple. He doesn't do it often. More often than not, he goes the other way. But he's got power to the right side, and he showed it there. Dimitri Doherty, the right fielder, all he could do was just turn around and chase it. And it was out in a heartbeat. David Bernard, the hitter, hits it to third. They hold the runner, and they throw David out. Reading has brought a few people here to Frazier Field. Not that far a ride. Glasgow's brought a few. We got a nice little crowd here for this tonight's game. People still coming in. Swing and a miss. Aiden Downs, the DH, hitting for the second baseman, Christian Burt. Still trying to get over that bad back, Christian Burt. That's been a big blow for Glasgow. They missed him. Nice stop by the catcher, Brungart, that saved the run. having Burt not in the lineup, you saw the defensive play he made to stop him from going in the outfield. He also can swing the bat, and has been a big minus for Klasko. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-2. Tap to second base. He'll throw Dowd out. So both teams challenge. Reading had second and third with 2 outs. Glasgow had a runner at third with 1 out. 2 ground balls to the infield gets Reading out. The strikeout get Glasgow out. And we're right back where when we started. Dead even. Glasgow nothing. Reading nothing at the end of 1. 6, 7, 8 for Reading as we start the second inning. Nick Marshall, the DH, he's hitting for the pitcher. Sean Fisher will lead it off. Chris Bale will start his second inning of work. So both teams threatened. Both teams came up short. Hit on the ground to second base. Big hop for Burt. David Bernard had a hustle back to first base. He thought about going over and fielding the ground ball, and had a hustle back as Burt got it, made the play. 1 pitch, 1 out in the second inning. Dimitri Doherty, the right fielder, is the hitter. High and tight for a ball. Swing and a miss. On the inside corner for a strike. Just got a piece of the bat on that one. It went down and away, and he chased it and stays alive. Hit up the middle. Luciano almost made the play. They're going to go to second, and they're going to get thrown out. Great hustle by Carrero, the catcher. He went down behind first base. They threw the ball away. Doherty thought when he threw it away there was nobody behind the first baseman. He was going to go to second. Great hustle by Carrero to back it up. Threw it down. Luciano made the tag. So he reaches first on the error. And then he's out 2-6. Luciano made a great play. You hate to give him an error on that play, but if the throw is on the mark, the runner is out. And Doherty thought once it got by the first baseman that he had clear sailing at second because nobody was behind him. He didn't realize Carrero was hustling very well. He got behind and took his time and threw the perfect throw, and out by a mile at second was Doherty. Just past the dive of Luciano into center field for a base hit. So another 2-out hit for Reading puts the runner on. Alec Gibbs, the first baseman, will be the hitter. Let's see if they try to get to second base. Missed inside. Gibbs thought about and pulled the bat back. Down and away for a ball, 2-0. Gibbs getting a little bigger lead at first base. And they throw over. He dives back. A rare night. Manning Field is not being used. Unbelievable. Hit in here at left center field. Long run. They don't get there. And they throw it away. And it goes into the Classical dugout. And Reading is going to score a run. He went to third on the hit and he scores on the error. The runner goes to third. Mike Zukowski is coming out to talk to the base umpire. Mike was wondering why he got third base. It's two bases from the last base you touched when they throw the ball into the dugout. They try to throw the runner out at third, and they airmailed it into the Classical dugout. So after 2 outs, the 2-out hit, and now the second error in the inning. After the second hit, gets Reading on the board, and the top of the order, John Damari, the center fielder, will be the hitter. Hit right at Duran. He almost didn't have to move. That's twice that Damari has gone to Durant. But the damage is done. They made 2 errors. The first one didn't hurt. They were thrown out at second. So there was 2 outs and nobody on. The big 2-out hit by Uchi, the third baseman. He went to third on Gibbs' hit, and when they tried to throw him out at third, they airmailed it into the dugout. And that's how Reading got their run. So they had 2 more hits in the inning. There were 2 errors, one a very big one. Obviously, if he was held at third, he wouldn't have scored on the ball to center field. So Sean Fisher starts the inning for the first time with a lead, 1-0, and he'll face 5, 6, and 7. Deshaun Anderson, Brett Buckland, Chris Bale. We mentioned it's senior night here at Frazier Field for Lynn Classical. The seniors are Sean Devon, Chris Bale, Kevin McNulty, A.J. Luciano, Kevin Durant, Danny Lilia, Cesar Carrero, and Christian Burt. And they'll be attending some pretty good schools. Worcester State, Southern Maine, Plymouth, Mass Maritime, Framingham State, Dean College, University of Southern Maine, and right next door, Salem State University. So congratulations to the seniors who are leaving the program. They'll be missed. They've helped turn this program around at Classical. Mike Zukowski, the coach, was part of that way back when Jimmy Jettis became the coach and started a trend where Classical was moving up and making the tournament and won a couple of championships. Last year, Classical went undefeated with those non-seniors. They were juniors, but they contributed mightily to an undefeated regular season, winning the conference for the first time in a long time. They'll be missed, so we wish them the best and we thank them. It's been a joy. I've had a lot of fun watching those seniors play, not only in baseball, but some of them in other sports as well. 0-2 the count to Deshaun Anderson, the third baseman. People still coming in. Chop to short. Little off hop. First baseman kind of shielding his eyes. The sun is right in the eyes of the first baseman coming from that left field foul line. But Baker throws Anderson out to start the second inning. Brett Buckland, the right fielder, will be the hitter. Hit up the middle into center field for a base hit. It's been unusual for Classical. They fell below 500. Now they jumped back. They won a few, and the last couple they won were a little bit strange. They were losing one game 3-0 at 4 runs in one inning. It scored only in that inning. And the last game they were losing again. They got 5 runs in one inning, and that was all they got in the game, but it was enough to win the game. So they've scored, I believe, 9 runs in the last 2 games, and they did it 1 inning apiece in each game. Chris Bayo, the pitcher, can help himself here. Down and away. Blocked by Brungart. Didn't go too far. Buckland's not going anywhere. So 3-0. Bayo will take a long look at this pitch. And maybe the next one too. In for a strike. Still can afford to be very fussy here. It's got to be a pitch that he can handle with the count his way, 3-1. And that's ball 4. First walk by either pitcher. Cesar Carrero, the catcher, he had that great hustle play, and it turned out to be a big play, throwing the runner out at second base after they got 2 more hits after that and scored a run, helped by an error. He's had some big hits for Classical this year. He's hoping he gets another one. In for a strike. And you always say, of course, when you're the hitter, he just watched through 4 balls and 5 pitches, walked the guy, now he throws the first pitch to me, and it's a strike. Wide for a ball. Kevin Durant is the on-deck hitter. Hit foul back, up in the screen and through the screen. Joe, you should have had that. Lined in the left field for a base hit. They send the runner home. The throw will be offline. Carrero made that great hustle play to save what could have been a big inning. Now he comes up with a big base hit to knock in a run and tie the ball game up. So the walk extends the inning. Carrero brings the runner home. Buckland got the first base hit. Classical has tied it up. And they got first and second for Kevin Durant. In for a strike. So Carrero, one of those seniors, has made a mark here on senior night twice. High for a ball. Top of the order, A.J. Luciano on deck. High again. 2-1. The sun is still bright, hasn't gone down yet behind the trees out in left field. Hit foul to the backstop, and the count evens at 2. Way wide, the count goes full. Big pitch for both teams coming up here in the second inning. I don't think Mike Zukowski would have the runners going. They almost threw it away. Gibbs had to lean over Carrero, the base runner, to pick that one off. Up and away for ball 4. 2 walks in the inning. And with the bases loaded, Mike Zukowski wouldn't want anybody else. I'm not sure what he's going to do. But in this situation, if Mike Zukowski had his brothers, this is the guy he would want up in this spot. Luciano got under it and popped it up into short center field. The second baseman made a nice running play out into mid-center field, picking it off. If he did the same thing here, Bayer would probably score. Tagging up and away for a ball. So Fisher has put himself in a spot with 2 walks. The one out hit by Buckland started it. The big hit by Carrero knocked in the run. Now Classical looking to take the lead. Hits it down the right side. That's going to slice foul down into the bullpen area. One the count. Way wide for a ball. So they're not expecting Luciano to squeeze because Fisher is not pitching from the stretch. He's pitching from the windup. Third baseman, first baseman are in close though. Popped up. Infield fly rule, automatic out. Popped up to the second baseman yet again. Sean Devon ripped the triple over the right fielder's head. I bet he wishes he saved it for now because he got stranded at third base. That's a big out for Fisher. He got a very good hitter out. On the corner for a strike. Started to pull the trigger, held up in the turf, and it's 1-1. High for a ball. Fisher's throwing a lot of pitches in this inning. The 2-1 pitch up and coming. Down and away. Here's a big pitch coming up for both teams. Fisher's got to come in, or Classville's going to have a lead. The 3-1 pitch. Devin thought it was high. He took it, took a step towards first. Umpire said strike 2. So now anything in the gap could be 3 runs for Classical. Everybody's going to be off and running. The outfields are very deep. The payoff pitch, way wide for ball 4. The pitcher, Scott Baio, walks in with the second run. Devin gets an RBI. David Bernard is the hitter. Takes the pitch for a strike. He grounded out third to first. So it looked like Fisher might get out of it with the second out, the pop-up, but he walks Devin. Hit to third. Long throw across the diamond. They get second time David Bernard's going out third to first. So Classical sends 8 to the plate. 3 of them walk. One of them scored. One of them forced in a run. The base hit by Carrero tied the game. So Classical says, we'll see you one in the top of the second, and we'll raise you one in the bottom of the second. And it's 2-1 Classical at the end of 2. Top of the third inning, 2, 3, and 4 for Reading. Liam Merlin, Ben Brungart, Dan Baker. As Classical saw Reading get a run to take the lead, they come back and get 2 in the bottom of the inning. And that's where we are as we start the third. Classical 2, Reading 1 in this interleague battle, Middlesex League against the Northeastern Conference. And we're going to get warm up in the bullpen for Reading. That was high and tight for a ball. We're guessing up here in the press box that Chris Baio was throwing mostly knuckleballs because he hasn't thrown anything that would be high, hard, and a fastball. In for a strike. Berlin grounded out short to first is 1 trip. That one bounces off the glove. That knuckleball may be hard to hit. It's also hard to catch for Carrero. The 2-1 pitch up and coming. Down and away, and that bounces to the backstop, and it's 3-1. And it's up and in for a ball. So the leadoff hitter was on for Reading in the third. That's the first walk given up by Baio. Ben Brungart, the catcher, got a base hit with 2 outs in the first inning. Made it around to third before he got stranded. And that one hit him. So walk and a hit batsman. They're going to come out and talk to Chris Baio. We've had warm-up action out in the bullpen for Classical. And again, a nice little crowd here. The boosters have got together down the picnic area behind third base. They got balloons. I think they're going to have some kind of a little thing afterwards. I don't know if it's going to be pizza or anybody's barbecuing. They put up signs for the 8 seniors. Dan Baker was the hitter. He lined a single just inside the third base bag with 2 outs. That was the first inning when Reading had first and third. Bale got out of it with a strikeout. Now it's first and second with nobody out. I don't think they would bunt here with your cleanup hitter up, but you never know. Anderson is shortened up at third. And they rip it past third base, foul. That was similar to the rip the first time, except the first one just inside the bag was a base hit. This one out in front of it just enough to pull it foul. So I think it's obvious he's not going to bunt here. They ran a play. Luciano broke to third. Anderson broke to the plate. They were hoping the base runner, Merlin, would get off the bag with Burt sneaking in behind him. No such luck for the Rams. What a great play by Burt. Looked like it might be a base hit up the middle. He went and got it, made the play at second himself. Turns the double play. Outstanding by the second baseman, Burt. Tying run moves over to third. Matt Sinella, the left fielder, struck out swinging his one trip. And he's up again with a runner at third base. Swings through the pitch. He was up with second and third and 2 outs and struck out. Now he's up with a runner at third once again. Terrific play by Christian Burt. That one over but low, 1-1. And we told you before, that was a big part of Classical coming into the year. Christian Burt was going to be an anchor at second, good offense, defense, and they lost him quite a few games. And they've lost his offense for just about the entire season. He played the first game. They put a runner in for him at second base, and he hasn't swung the bat for Classical since. Merlin playing a little bit of a game, sneaking off the bag at third. Bale chased him back. On the inside corner for a strike, 1-2. High for a ball. And we got deuces wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And Classical's leading 2-1, so we got deuces all over the place. Foul tip held on to. Carrero makes another nice play. Bale gets Sinella for the second time with a runner in scoring position. So Bale bails out. He gave up a walk and a hit batsman. The big-time play by Christian Burt, the unassisted double play, or the 4-3 double play. And then the big strikeout with Carrero making another nice play. He hustled it behind first base, threw the runner out at second, trying to go on what would look like an overthrow and an extra base. Got a big base hit to knock in the first run. Now he holds on to that foul tip. Gives Bale his third strikeout. So the walk and the hit batsman started the inning. He only faced 4 in the inning. And we have a new pitcher for Reading. Dimitri Doherty. is going to be the new pitcher. The new pitcher was the right fielder, Dimitri Doherty. The pitcher, Fisher, is going to right field. Now, I don't know if that means Fisher is going to hit for himself because Marshall was the DH for the pitcher. So I guess you can still DH for Fisher, who's in right field. So I guess it's okay. Four, 5, and 6 for Classical. Aiden Dow, Deshaun Anderson, Brett Buckland to face the new pitcher, Doherty. In for a strike. So Fisher goes 2. He gives up 2 base hits. Walk 3, gave up 2 runs, both of them earned. And unless Redding comes back, he's on the hook for the loss as Dowd goes the other way with it and fouls it off, slicing it way past third base. Chop foul off the foot of Dowd. He felt that one, trying to walk it off. This is the difficult time for people. The sky is still a little bit bright, although it's starting to get dark. We haven't got that really dark sky yet, so the ball can be a little bit tough to pick up at times. Hit. What a play by the first baseman. And he just beats Dow. Alec Gibbs with a tremendous play at first base. Takes a base hit away from Aiden Dow. Last few games here at Frazier Field, we have seen some tremendous defense. Deshaun Anderson grounded out short to first. Hits it foul to the screen. We talked about the Sheen. It's pretty good nucleus coming back with David Bernard, Brett Buckland, Deshaun Anderson, Kyle Finnegan, who's another pitcher, Aiden Dow, Jared DiFilippo, who filled in a lot at second base. Baker throws Anderson out for the second time. Play goes 6-3. 2 up, 2 down in the second. Brett Buckland started that 2-run uprising in the second. He got a base hit and scored the first run. High for a ball. High and tight for a ball. We have to wait that extra second to see if the umpire comes up with that right arm. I think he says strike first and then comes up with the right arm. That one's in for a strike. The 2-1 pitch. Hits it foul back and out of play. And again, we got deuces wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. here in the bottom of the third. Hit to the second baseman. Couple of steps. High throw, he's safe. Buckland head first. Second baseman, a nice play going over the bag, fielded it. Throw was high. Gibbs went high in the air to pick the throw, try to come down in the bag, but Buckland beat him there. So the error allows Buckland to reach. First error on Reading. It extends the inning for Chris Bale, who drew a walk his first time. That was against Fisher. He's facing Doherty for the first time. High and away for a ball. In for a strike. Cesar Carrero, the catcher, on deck. He'd like to get a shot. Nice stop by the catcher, Brungat. Told you, both teams looking for a state tournament berth. Classville needs one win in their last four. Reading needs two, and they've got 8 games to get it done. They've only played 12 games. We're told they've got 8 games in the next 12 days. I don't know how much pitching they have. There'll be some tired arms at the end of that stretch. The runner takes off. They throw it down. They throw it into center field. But they called it strike 3. So Classical leaves a runner. We're through 3 here at Frazier Field in this interleague battle. Classical leading Reading 2-1. Nick Marshall is the DH. He's still hitting for Fisher, who's now the right fielder. He'll lead it off. Marshall, Dimitri Doherty, who's now the pitcher, and A.J. Yusi, 6, 7, and 8 as we start the 4th inning. All the scoring in the second inning. Reading got 1. Classical come back and got 2. What a great play by Burrett, and a nice pick at first by David Bernard. What a great play. Boy, that's an ESPN highlight, and he made it look very easy. That's a base hit going into center field. He had to go across his body and pick it, and at the same time, without stretching up, throw it across, and David Bernard made a very nice pick at first base. 2 very nice defensive plays for the out. Second time that Marshall's gone to second base. In for a strike. Four plays by Burt and 1 out in the 4th inning. Fouled at home plate. Quickly it's 0-2. Dimitri Doherty reached on an error, and he was the one that the throw got away at first base. He thought, nobody backing up, I can scoot over to second. And there was Carrera, who, great hustle by the catcher behind first base, picked up the loose ball and threw him out by a quarter mile at second base. Bale, nice job getting off the mound. Third baseman couldn't make that play. Bale got off, had a stretch across his body, pick it up. Another nice defensive play. 2 up, 2 down in the fourth. A.J. Yushi got a 2-out hit in the second. And when Gibbs, who's on deck, followed with a base hit, Yushi, who was off and running with the pitch, took off and went to third. And when they tried to get him at third, they overthrew it and threw it in the dugout. And that was the one run that Reading got in the second inning. Down and away for a ball. So Burton started the inning with a terrific defensive play, and then Scott Bale helped himself getting off the mound with another nice play. In for a strike, 2-1. A.J. Yushi is the third baseman for Reading. Low for a ball. 3-1. In for a strike, the count goes full. Can't be as fussy now. Got to protect the plate. Pop back foul and out of play. And we'll do it again at 3-2. Once again, the payoff pitch up and coming. High for ball 4. I thought for a minute we might have a 1-2-3 inning. We haven't had one of those yet. So here we go again. After 2 outs in the second inning, Yushi reached. Gibbs, who's in the batter's box now, got a base hit. Overthrow brought Yushi in. So now with 2 outs, Yushi reaches again. High and tight for a ball. So Gibbs, the number 9 hitter, is 1 for 1. One senior talking to the other senior on the mound. Christian Burt, the second baseman, talking to Chris Bale. Way behind. That was just a little bit inside. Gibbs had to move over to the left-hand hitter's batter's box to get out of the way of that one. Carrero did a nice job to make sure it didn't go to the backstop. That would have been a great pitch for the runner to go on. Hit solidly. What a great play. Again, they dropped the ball. Safe at first base, they dropped the ball. What a tremendous play by the third baseman. Bernard is saying I caught it and it was coming off the bag when I dropped it. Mike Sikowski is going to talk to the base umpire. Anderson stretched across his body to the foul line, backhanded it to a nice throw. It looked like David Bernard caught it and was coming off the bag when he dropped the ball. It's like the play at second base when you tag the bag and you're about to throw to first and you drop it. It's an out. Mike Sikowski's trying to get the same call, but it's not going to work. So that's the third error in the ball game for Classical. That one goes to the first baseman. But that's another tremendous defensive play by Deshaun Anderson. The top of the order, John Damari. He's gone twice. Flied out to Durant and hit a line drive right to Durant, standing it without having to move. On the corner for a strike. So again, fourth inning in a row, Reading is two on base. Down and in for a ball. Glasgow thought they were out of the inning on a tremendous play. That wasn't an inning. That would have been started by Burt's play, then Bale's play on the mound, and then Anderson's play. Pop to left field, a base hit. Safe at the plate. Nice try by Luciano. Just a little pop the other way. Just dumped behind third base, but it's a line drive on the box score. So Reading ties it up. Mike Sikorsky's coming out to the mound. We're going to get a new pitcher. So we're in the top of the fourth. Reading led 1-0. Glasgow 2-1. Chris Bale on senior night did a nice job. He could have been out of this inning. The play at first could have gone either way. It went as an error. And then just a little Texas League dump behind third base, and then Luciano almost threw the runner out at the plate. So we'll have a new pitcher with the game tied at 2. Denny Lilia will be the new pitcher. Bale's still on the hook for the 2 runners at second and third. Lilia, one senior replacing another senior, will try to bail him out. Tough break for Bale. He should have been out of the inning. Call could have gone either way. Ruled an error. And then the hit ties it up. This is Liam Merlin. He's grounded a short and walked. Missed low for a ball, 1-1. Line to left field. Dropped in front of Devon. He couldn't make the play. It'll be a double. And Reading gets 2 runs. Devon almost came up with that. It was sinking. So again, after 2 outs, and they could have been out of the inning, those 2 runs will be charged to Bale. So Bale gives up 4 runs, 2 of them unearned. Five hits, struck out 3, walked 1, and Devon was a step away from making a great catch and ending the inning. Of course, the inning should have been ended a while ago. Nice stop by Carrero. Damari with the base hit that tied it. Merlin with the double that extended it. Should have been leading off the 5th inning and not batting in the 4th. Tough break for Chris Bale and Glasgow. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-2. Ben Brungart, the catcher, has singled and got hit by a pitch. Facing Lilia for the first time. So they get 3 runs on 2 hits. Bayo actually walked 2. Hits that out of play. That's going to go over the wall, over to Western Avenue. So the Reading fans have come alive now after trailing 2-1. Looked like the inning's still down 2-1. Instead, they've got 3 on the board. Lilia with a long time on the mound. Brungard asked for time and got it. Anderson cuts it off. Nice play. Cut in front of the shortstop and made the play. But the damage is done as Reading gets 2 base hits. Again, it's a mirror image of the second inning. After 2 outs, Yushi reached, went to third on the base hit by Gibbs, scored on the overthrow. Now after 2 outs, Yushi draws a big walk followed by an error. So instead of being out of the inning, the top of the order hits, a single and a double, knock in 3 runs, and all of a sudden that 2-1 lead is now 4-2 in favor of Reading. As we move into the bottom of the 4th, we're halfway through the ball game. So the 2 hits came with 2 outs. The walk was huge. So Scott Baio gives up 4 runs, 2 of them earned. Gave up 5 base hits. Walked 2, struck out 3, and hit a batter. So now Doherty will start an inning with a lead for the first time. He came in relief. Chris Carrero, Kevin Durant, and back to the top of the order, A.J. Luciano. Well, that would have been an inning and a half. Burt made a great play at second base. Chris Baio made a very nice play coming off the mound. And then Anderson made that tremendous stop at third, made the throw. And the question was, did he drop it coming off the bag, or did he drop it while he was on the bag? They called it an error. And it got followed by a single and a double, and all of a sudden Classical has to play catch-up. In for a strike, 1-1. Cesar Carrero has had a big game already. He got a base hit, knocked in a run, backed up first base and threw a runner out at second. Made a big-time play on the third strike, holding on to the foul tip. That all happened in the first 2 innings. On the inside corner, we're even up at 2. Warm-up action again for Reading. Way down and away. Brungard had to go way to his right to try and get that one. Reading's warming up a pitch. They may be trying to save their arms. We told you they got to play 8 games in 12 days. They don't want too many people going 7 innings. Missing for ball 4. Doherty wanted that one. Carrero's on for the second time. First walk given up by Doherty. And we're going to get a pinch runner, I believe. Kevin McNulty is going to pinch run. Kevin Durant drew a walk his one trip. Way wide for a ball. Redding came back with two big two-out hits. Classical now looking for a rally to try and get back in it as they trail by 2. And they picked him off. Way off the bag, had no chance to get back. Was tagged 2 or 3 feet away from first base. Durant ran up and tried to bunt, fouled it off. The worst of that is McNulty has to go back to the bench. High and tight for a ball. Down and in for a ball, 3-1. Way up and away. So how big is that pickoff now? Instead of having the tying runs on with nobody out, the top of the order up, it's a runner at first with 1 out. So that's a huge play. A.J. Luciano, he had a little thing with the second baseman, Liam Merlin. He's popped up to him twice. The first time, Merlin kind of took a hit away. It was out in the short center field. A long run by the second baseman for a nice play. The other one was right behind first base, just shy of the outfield grass. In for a strike. Trop, the pitcher makes the play. He was going to go to second. I think he bobbled a little bit and just said, I better get the shore out. That's a nice play by the pitcher. That's going to be a tough play if it goes over his head. Durant winds up at second base. Sean Devon, the hitter, he tripled, got stranded at third. Drew a walk as last time, and it gave him an RBI because it came with the bases loaded. Up and away for a ball. High for a ball. Hit in the left center field for a base hit. A big 2-out hit for Devon. The senior comes through his second RBI. So a little 2-out lightning for Glasgow. And again, how big is that pick off at first base now? Glasgow gets back within a run. David Bernard, we talked about Luciano popping up twice to the second baseman. David Bernard has bounced twice to the third baseman. Way wide for a ball. We told you Devon quite a bit, likes to go the other way. He did that. He went to the left side of second base, just past the shortstop. Quick toss over. Getting back is Devin. Hit foul to the screen. Throw over, gets away. Slid in the second, and he banged his hand, I think. Awkward slide in the second base, and I think he jammed his hand. Went down, didn't really have to slide. The ball was still out in the outfield. And then I think he tried to slide and get up at the same time and go, and Mike Sukowski coming out to see if he's okay. If he only jammed his hand, that's the least bit. It looked like he could have done some damage to his leg or his foot, the way he slid into second base. Second error for Reading. The first one didn't hurt. Drop past third base, foul. One, two, the count. On the inside corner, he caught him looking. First strikeout for Doherty. But a big two-out hit by Devin puts a little life in the Classical Rams as they close back within 4-3. It's Reading 4, Classical 3 at the end of 4. We're through 4. We're starting the 5th. Dan Baker, the shortstop, lined the single past third base his first time up. Last time up, he hit it hard again, going into right center field. Burt went way to his right, picked it and threw him out at first base for an outstanding play. And actually turned into a double play. Tag second, go to first. Middle of the order, 4, 5, and 6 for Reading, as it's now 4-3. Lilly is starting an inning for the first time. He came in relief. Missing for ball 3. In for a strike, as you would expect. Baker taken all the way. And that sky starts to get a little darker now, so a little easier to pick up the baseball now. Hit to right field. Buckland backs up a couple of steps, makes the play. Baker's hit it solidly 3 times. He's got 1 base hit. 1 up, 1 down in the 5th. Matt Sinella has been up with 2 outs. Runners at second and third with 2 outs and a runner at third. And both times he struck out swinging against Chris Bale. Up for the first time against Danny Lilia. in for a strike. So all 4 runs by Reading coming with 2 outs and nobody on. On the corner again for a strike, 1 and 2. Tilly with a long look. Just missed down the way. Took a long look at that one. That's a tough pitch to take with 2 strikes. Count evens at 2. Anderson hustles in. Threw it in the dirt or the turf. Another error. Came in on the fly and try to make it on the move, try to make the throw without stopping, one motion. Threw it low. Fourth error for Classical. That's not the good move. That's just a little toss over to first. Nick Marshall is grounded out to Christian Burt twice. In for a strike. One was a terrific play by Burt. Starting the 4th inning, Reading wound up scoring 3 runs, but he started the inning with a terrific play at second base, going way over near the bag to his right, across his body. Threw a little off balance, and David Bernard made the nice play at first to pick it, complete the play, 4-3 for the out. Missing wide for a ball. 1-1 the count. Marshall's a DH. He was hitting for the pitcher, Fisher. Fisher became the right fielder, so he's hitting for the right fielder. Slices it the other way. That's going to go foul. Scattered the fans over behind the Classical dugout with that line shot. Another little lob toss over. He got off a little bit further that time, had a dive back. A little quicker throw that time. Pop up in the screen and over the screen. Cal Finning is getting a workout off the Classical bench chasing all these foul balls. Lily paying a lot of attention to Sinella, the runner at first base. This is a long at bat for Marshall. Strike 3 called on the corner. He wasn't happy, but it was a good pitch by Lilia. First strikeout by Lilia. And Matt McLaughlin is going to pinch hit for the pitcher Doherty. The runner takes off. Out at second base. Nice throw by Carrero. Nice tag by Luciano. That's the closest we've had to a 1-2-3 inning. We had an error and a base runner, but Lily only faces 3 hitters in the inning. We'll move into the bottom half of the 5th. Glasgow needs a run to get back in it. It'll be Aiden Dowd, Deshaun Anderson, Brett Buckland, the middle of the order, 4, 5, and 6 for the Rams. And Matt McLaughlin, who was the pinch hitter, is going to be the new pitcher. So Doherty goes 2. Gives up a run. It was earned. Gave up 1 base hit. It was a big 2-out hit by Devin and knocked the run in. Struck out 2. Struck out 1. Walked 2. And McLaughlin will come on here in the bottom of the 5th. We mentioned they're probably trying to use as few arms, or as most arms, I guess, as they can, because, as we mentioned, they've got 8 games coming up, counting this one, in 12 days. So there can't be too many in those days where you're going to go 7 innings, because I don't know too many teams that have that much pitching. Aiden Dowd is going to the right side twice. Bounced out to second and bounced to first. Actually had a hit taken away by Gibbs. It was a solid shot that Gibbs picked, leading off the 3rd inning. So McLaughlin, first hitter he faces will be Aiden Dowd. Up and away for a ball. Third baseman is way in front of the bag. On the corner for a strike. Up and away for a ball. So Doherty's relieved. He's in line for the win if they hold on here. Pitching those 2 innings. Hit foul to the backstop, and the count evens at 2. Waved at that pitch that was down and away. Good waste pitch by McLaughlin, and Dowd chased it. Deshaun Anderson has grounded a short twice and made some very nice plays at third base. Missing wide for a ball. McLaughlin can bring it. He's not that big on the mound, but he puts a little mustard on the ball. Little pop. First baseman to the pitcher covering. Gibbs had to wait for it to come down. Good hustle by McLaughlin to get over and cover first. Play goes 3-1 for the out. Brett Buckle has been on base twice. He singled and scored the first run and reached on an error. Down and away for a ball. On the corner for a strike. Hit foul to the screen. The 1-2 pitch, way up in the air. And his deuce is wild again. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here in the bottom of the 5th. Two strikeouts in the inning. McLaughlin comes in, gets the first 1-2-3 inning. We're through 5 here at Frazier Field in this interleague battle. Reading with that skinny 1-run lead. It's Reading 4, Classical 3 at the end of 5. Bottom 3 in the order as we start the 6th inning. Actually, bottom 2 and then the top of the order. And I take it back. It's the bottom 3. This is the pitcher, McLaughlin. He was up in the last inning when they threw Sanella out trying to steal second base. So he was up. And so he'll be back up leading off this inning. Up for the first time, hitting against Lilia. Hit to the second baseman. Burt makes the play. One up, one down. Here's been a pain in the neck for Classical. A.J. Yushi got a base hit with 2 outs in the 2nd. Scored on a throwing error. He walked with 2 outs in the 4th and scored a run. So Reading has scored all 4 of their runs with 2 outs. And both innings, Yushi, the number 8 hitter, started it and scored a run. And he's on again with a base hit over the second baseman's head. Lilly had retired 5 in a row coming in relief. So here's the bottom of the order again. Yushi's on for the 3rd time. Gibbs right behind him, singled, and it was his single that the ball was thrown away to allow UC to score. Last time up, he reached on an error, and that extended the inning with 2 outs. And they got a double and a single after that. And they scored 3 to take the 4-1 lead. Glasgow got a little 2-out lightning of their own on a hit by Devon to get back within 4-3. And that's where we are. But here's the bottom of the order who've done all the damage. They've scored 3 of the 4 runs. One the count to Gibbs, the first baseman. He's also made a great play at first base, taking a hit away. Down and away for a ball. Way down and away for a ball. Hit Saul, lead a shot. They get 1. Nice turn in the middle. They get another double play. Burt with another terrific play. Luciano very quickly shoveled it. Burt made the good throw. And the bottom 2 in the order don't do any damage that time. Second double play for the Rams. Burt's been involved in both of them. One, he made it 4-3 by himself. Another nice turn in the middle. And again, we keep talking about it. It was a tremendous loss for this Glasgow team to have him out for so long. So 2 innings in a row, Lilia has a base runner reach, and in both innings he faces only 3 hitters. There was an error in the 5th, thrown out stealing. The base hit now, the double play. McLaughlin will start his 2nd inning of work. For Glasgow, it'll be the bottom 3 in the order. Danny Lilia will be up for the first time after coming in for Chris Baio. McLaughlin has the only 1-2-3 inning perfect inning in the ballgame. That was his first coming in. Getting a little bit late here in the bottom of the 6th. Glasgow needs a run to get back in it. Lilia, Carrero, and Kevin Durant. Low for a ball. In for a strike. The 1-1 pitch. Push it down the third base line. They don't have a play. Boy, he does that to perfection. I told him a couple of games ago, I was talking about him with 2 outs and a runner at third. I said at the time, he can handle the bat well. It wouldn't surprise me if he bunted, even with 2 outs. He bunted, beat it out, a base hit, knocked in the run. I told him afterwards when I saw him, I said, you made me look very good. Made me look like I knew what I was doing. And he gets a perfect bunt hit. He's the tying run at first base. Cesar Carrera was singled in a run and walked. Squares to bunt. Gets it down. They almost threw it away. Play goes 1-4. I think we're going to get a pinch hitter. Jared DiFilippo will hit for Durant. Durant had walked twice and scored a run. So the tying run at second with one out. In for a strike. Jared did a terrific job filling in for Christian Burt, playing second and hitting when Burt couldn't play at all. Burt certainly has come back strong defensively. High for a ball. Well, Classical with an opportunity. Tying run at second base here in the bottom of the sixth. Hit in the air. Second baseman backing up. Makes the play about 4 or 5 steps out in the outfield grass. Two-way for A.J. Luciano, who has popped up the second baseman twice and bounced to the pitcher. He'll face McLaughlin for the first time. In for a strike. Hit to third, long throw across the diamond. They get him by a step and a half. Nice play by Uchi, the third baseman. So Classical threatens, they get the runner in scoring position. McLaughlin gets out of it with the ground ball. Classical's down to the last 3 outs. We're through 6. Reading holding on to that skinny 4-3 lead over Classical. Top of the order for Reading as we start the 7th inning. Reading has got 4 runs, all 4 of them have scored after 2 out, and nobody on. 2 of those runs unearned. Wide for a ball. All 4 charged to Chris Bale, who deserved a better fate. That 3-run inning, he was out of it. But an error extended the inning, followed by a single and a double. They scored 3 to take the lead. In for a strike. John DeMari got one of those hits after 2 outs. He got the base hit that knocked in a run to tie it. Swing and a miss. He had flied out and lined out to Durant in center field his first 2 trips before he hit a little blooper back of third base out of the reach of Luciano and Anderson and Devin, the left fielder. And Luciano made a great play and almost threw the runner out at home plate. His hit knocked in the tying run. Punch foul behind home plate. So it was a walk and an error in that 4th inning, followed by DeMari's base hit that tied the game up. Down and away for a ball. Hit foul to the screen. Down again. So he had him. Now he's going to come in with a pitch. Hit foul again. Foul tip. Carrera holds on once again. Nice job. So after that walk and error, Damari, who just struck out, he got that base hit to tie the game up. And now Liam Merlin. He hit a line shot that Sean Devon almost made a great play on. It was right at his shoe tops. He went down and just couldn't pick it off the grass. Hit in the right center field. Long run. Durant will get there. You got to hit a long way to get it away from him. 2 up, 2 down. Devon came within an eyelash of making that great play. Instead, it turned into a double. 2 runs scored. And those are the 2 runs that gave them, at the time, a 4-2 lead. It's now 4-3. Ben Brungart, the catcher, has singled, got hit by a pitch, and grounded out third to first. Swing and a miss. Slicing it foul off to the right side, down in that bullpen area. Oh, 2 the count to the Reading catcher. Swing and a miss. He gets a strikeout. 2 strikeouts in the inning. First legitimate 1-2-3 inning for Glasgow. So Lilia has an error and a hit, but he only faced 9 hitters in his 3 innings of work. Outstanding job by Lilia. He came in and gave up the 1 base hit, but those runs were charged to Bale with the runners on base. So he gives up 2 base hits. Strikes out 3. Doesn't give up a run. Didn't walk a batter. So he was outstanding, pitching 3 and a third innings. So in his 3 and a third innings, the minimum is 10, and he faced 10, even though he gave up, there was an error and a base hit. The error was thrown out stealing. The single was wiped out on a double play. So he only faced 10 hitters. Actually 11 with the base hit, but those runs were charged to Bale. So the last shot for Classical, they need at least 1 to stay in it. It'll be 2, 3, and 4. Sean Devon, David Bernard, Aiden Dowd. And again, a big tip of the hat to the seniors for Classical. Sean Devon, Chris Bale, Kevin McNulty, A.J. Luciano, Kevin Durant, Danny Lilia, Cesar Carrero, Christian Burt. They've made their mark here at Classical. They will be missed. And tonight, Chris Bale deserved a better fate. And the other senior, Daniel Lilly, was outstanding coming in relief. Sean Devon has tripled. Walk with the bases loaded, getting an RBI. Singled his 2 out lightning. Singled for Glasgow, made it 4-3. He's knocked in 2 of the 3 runs. He's 2 for 2 with 2 RBI. Looking to get on base to start the 7th inning. On the corner for a strike. Up and away for a ball. Center fielder plays him just slightly to right center, a couple of steps. He's got a big gap in left center field, and he loves to go that way. Slices it foul past third base. One, two, the count. McLaughlin trying to save it for Doherty. Swing and a miss, he gets him. First strikeout for McLaughlin. Five strikeouts for Reading pitching. Swing and a miss. McLaughlin just rearing back and letting it fly now. Quickly 0-2. The Reading fans getting excited. They can pull within a game of the state tournament with 7 games left to do it. Up and away. Took a look at that one, didn't miss by much. Even at 2. Not an easy pitch to take with 2 strikes. David has grounded out twice. Last time he struck out. This is his first time facing McLaughlin. Fouls it off and stays alive. He grounded out twice against Fisher. Struck out against Doherty. Wide for a ball. McLaughlin's been tough. He's come in. He's only given up 1 base hit, 1 base runner. Hit the third. Long throw across the diamond. He beat it. And they throw it away, he'll stay at first. That's a base hit. He beat it. And then the throw was high. So David gets a base hit. Glasgow has a pulse. Not strong, but they have a pulse. Tying run at first. Aiden Dow grounded to second. Had a base hit taken away on a great play at first by Gibbs. Last time up he struck out. Chased the pitch that was down and away. The strikeout came against McLaughlin. He was the first hitter that McLaughlin faced. On the corner for a strike. That was a hit. That was the longest throw in a diamond from behind third base. Nice try by Uchi. David Bernard beat it, and he almost was able to go to second, but they backed up quickly behind first base, holding David Bernard at first. He's the tying run with one out. Wide again, 2-1. McLaughlin not doing anything fancy. I'm going to throw as hard as I can, see if you can hit it. On the corner for a strike. We're even at 2. Strike 3, and David Bernard took off and stole second base. Four strikeouts for McLaughlin. He's given up the 2 base hits, and now Deshaun Anderson is the last bastion for Classical. David Bernard took off and really, he slid in the second, but he didn't have to. He was off and running. They didn't know he went. I think Getzer was excited about strike 3. Anderson has grounded a shot twice, bounced out, first baseman and the pitcher covering. Classical needs a little 2-out lightning. Reading has got all 4 of their runs with 2 outs. Classical's got 1 of theirs with 2 outs. And actually, the bases loaded walk came with 2 outs as well. So 2 of the 3 have come with 2 outs for Classical. Swing and a miss. Classical down their last strike. So 6 of the 7 outs have been scored after 2 outs. Reading's all 4 came with 2 outs and nobody on. Strike 3 called. He strikes out the side. McLaughlin does the job. Gave up 2 hits in 3 innings. Struck out 5 in those 3 innings. He gets the save. Doherty gets the win. Reading sneaks out of here with a 4-3 win over Classical. A tough loss for the Rams. Reading got a run in the second inning after 2 outs. Uchi got a base hit. Went to third when Gibbs got a base hit. When they tried to throw him out, they threw it into the Classical dugout. The run scored. It was 1-0. Classical got it back and +1 in the second, in the bottom of the inning. After an out, Buckland got a base hit. Bayo drew a walk. Carrero singled in a run. Durant walked to keep the inning alive. Again, 2 outs. Devin drew a walk, made it 2-1. It was the bottom of the order again in the 4th inning for Reading. Uchi again, 2 outs, nobody on, drew a walk. Gibbs reached on an error. It looked like David Bernard caught the ball at first, coming off the bag, dropped it. Umpire said no, he dropped it. It was an error. It extended the inning with 2 outs. It started with 2 outs and nobody on. The walk and the error put 2 on. Damari dumped a single just behind third base for a base hit that knocked in the run to tie it. And then Merlin hit a shot to left field. Sean Devon just missed making a terrific play, came in and almost picked it off the grass. It just went off the shoe tops. It was a double, 2 runs scored. It was 4-3. Lilly came in and shut the door after that. Classical got a run back in the 4th. A walk, another walk. They try to pick a ground out 1-3. Durant bounced out. And then Durant scored on Devon's 2-out hit. That made it 4-3. Classical had a leadoff hit in the 6th, sacrificed the 2nd. A pop-up and a ground out got him out of the inning. They got a 1-out single in the 7th. Stolen base put him at second base. But McLaughlin strikes out the side, getting 5 strikeouts in 3 innings. And Classical will have to wait for their next game to try and qualify for the state tournament. Reading picks up their 9th win to go 9-4. They've got 7 games left in the next 11 days. And they need 1 win in those 7 games, and I'm sure they're going to get it. But they had to work for it tonight. They used 3 different pitches. Classical will drop to 9-8. For Classical, Devon had a triple, a walk forcing in a run for an RBI, a single for an RBI. Almost made that great catch. David Bernard had a base hit. Brett Buckland had a base hit, reached on an error, scored a run. Chris Bale had a walk and scored a run. Lilia had a perfect bunt single in hit when he came in to pitch and batted for Bale. Carrero had a big game. He got an RBI single, walked, put down a beautiful sacrifice, caught a couple of nice third strikes with foul tips, and made a great hustling play, hustled down to first base on an overthrow and threw the runner out trying to go to second base. Kevin Durant drew 2 walks and scored a run, and Christian Burt was outstanding at second base, making 3 or 4 terrific plays, being involved in 2 double plays. One he did by himself, 4-3. The other one, a nice turn in the middle from Luciano. But Classical comes up short. They wind up with only 5 base hits, 6 base hits. They leave a couple of runners. They couldn't come up with that big base hit. And they wind up on the short end of a 4-3 score. Reading 4, Classical 3. We hope you enjoyed it. I'm John Hoffman saying we'll see you next time.